Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see who jumps on board. It's what day is it today? I forget. That's because time doesn't exist, right? I had a few people jumping on board already. Welcome, awesome. Just going to start the live, and topic today it's going to be the biggest myth that you were ever told, of course, right? But first, tell me where you are connecting from, so I know. Where's everybody connecting from? All right, Rick, good evening, my friend. How are you? I'm doing very, very well, Rick. I know you're connecting from New York. That's awesome. How's New York these days? Okay. New Zealand, very, very good. Okay. That's very, very good, actually. I think should be like what? Tuesday already in New Zealand, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. We're getting close to it. York, UK. Okay. Vernon, British Columbia. Thank you, Robert, for being here. Love and light to you. Right. The more likes we get, the more people we're going to attract, of course, to our beautiful stream here. Okay, the abundant one. Good morning from Brisbane, Australia. Awesome. Not cold. Okay. Very too able. That's good. I'm glad to see to hear that, Rick, because you know what? I think tomorrow here it's going to be actually pretty chilly. All right. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to say really quick here about the biggest myth actually that we were ever told. Orlando, that's awesome. Thank you. All right, so one of the biggest myths actually that we were told as we were growing up, as we were, uh, getting groomed in society and all that, is that we are, of course, weak, that we are fragile. Let's go, people. Tap the screen. Thank you. Thank you, Rick. That we are fragile, that we are weak, right? And so on and so on. And that has caused us as a society, I guess, or as whatever you want to call it, as a species, as a human race, whatever you want to call it, right? To always look for help outside of us, right? And while help is always welcome, don't get me wrong, right? It's always good to know that you have others looking after you and taking care of you, right? The beautiful thing about it is that when you actually go within yourself and you connect with yourself, you come to realize that all you've ever needed was just to be in contact or in communication with who you really are, right? And of course, I've said this many times about connecting with who you are, and sometimes it gets a little fuzzy when we discuss that, right? Because sometimes I say, what do you mean who I am? Like, I'm here. But are you? Because the perspective that most of us think, what we actually think of when we think of ourselves is just, we think that we are this body. We think that we are this bundle of emotions, ideas, thoughts, memories, expectations, of the future, and so on, right? So if you take all that away, then who remains? Okay? Who is it that literally remains? When you find the answer to that, when you take away your memories, when you take away your future expectations, when you take away uh, your name, when you take away your gender, when you take away your ethnicity, your color, your so on and so on, just start, shedding things up slowly, right? Now, if you can do this just for a little bit, you can always go back and pick everything up where you left it, right? But just leave it for a little bit and just forget about what happened yesterday, forget about what happened 5 minutes ago, forget about what you want to do in the future, forget about all that, just leave it. Forget about your occupation, your job, all that, just leave everything aside. What are you left with, right? I don't even want to give it a name, right? The discovery that you're going to have, okay, with whatever it is that you actually discovered with what you feel, that is who you are. Okay? You just found yourself. This is what I'm saying when we say connect to your higher being, connect with who you really are. That's all it is. It never leaves you. Okay? All it does is it's always there, but it's just masked because everything else interferes, right? Our thoughts interfere, our emotions interfere, and everything else that we want to do just keeps interfering. So when you take all that away, when you strip everything away and you're just sitting there alone, okay, you're going to notice something. Even if you do it right now, I invite you to do it now, actually, if you have time. What is left? Whatever is left, does it have any pain at the moment? Does it have a name? Does it have a color? Does it have a beginning? I'm going to go even deeper. Does it have an end to it? These are all questions that you can actually discover, right? Does it have an emotion? Even if it's something positive, does it even have that emotion? Is it negative? Is it positive? What is it? Is it happy? So that's the part that I'm talking about. When you connect with that part, when you connect with who you are, then you're going to realize that all the power that you've ever wanted, all the knowledge that you've ever wanted is always within you, right? Yes, like you're saying, the abundant one, yes, about the awareness and the presence. As long as you become aware and you are in the present moment, that's exactly where this leads to. It leads to this. It leads to who you really are, right? And it's a mind-blowing experience, and it doesn't take long to do it. Not at all. Okay? Not at all. All it takes is for you just to sit there, right? And just say to yourself for the next 5 minutes, just say, you know what? I'm going to forget about what happened 5 minutes ago. I'm going to forget about my problems, my issues, whatever I have. I'm going to forget about all that, what was going through my head yesterday. I'm going to forget about what I want to do tomorrow. I'm going to forget about my job. I'm going to forget about everything just for 5 minutes, right? Just do it for 5 minutes. And then you can always go back to your problems 5 minutes after that. You can always go back to your future planning and all that stuff, right? But for 5 minutes, just leave it alone and just connect with that space. Connect with that silence that you're in. Katrina, love and light to you and everyone here. Thank you, Katrina, for joining. The minute you connect with that remarkable space, then you become aware of it. And what do I mean by become aware of it? Just look at it. Does this that you just connected with, does it have a past? Does it have a future? Does it have a gender? Does it have an occupation? Can it grow old? Was it born? I'll tell you, it wasn't born, right? Because did you just become aware of it? No, it's just a feeling, right? That you just simply, you know. So if it wasn't born, or if it wasn't created, can it die? Does it have a color? Does it have a name? You see? All it takes is just 5 minutes and connect with it. Does it have a gender? Does it have an emotion when you just connect with it? No, right? So, congratulations. When you actually connect with it, then you just found out who your true self is. That's all it is, right? It's your true self. And once you've tasted that, even for 5 minutes, it is hard for you to uh, forget about it. It is hard for you to not, you know, want to be in that space. It's nothing and everything. Yes, Katrina. All at the same time. You got it. It is nothing and it is everything all at the same time. You're totally correct. You just feel this expansion. You just feel, and by the way, speaking of expansion, when you connect with it, does it expand? Does it grow? It just is, right? Now, once you get that, then you're going to realize that who you really are is remarkable. You're always going to want to go back to that spot. You're always going to want to go back to that place because this is your place of healing. This is your place of connecting with everything and everybody. This is your place of your knowledge, where it comes from. This is the place where it's nothing but everything, like Katrina just said, right? And this is the place, again, where you realize that the biggest myth that we were ever told is that we need outside help for anything. It's good to interact with others. It's good to, yes, it's good to have help in this physical reality, let's say, right? But do you need it? No. You don't need it, because when you connect with this self that I'm talking about, then you realize that you are far beyond all of it. You're far beyond your body. You're far beyond all of it. This is what I'm talking about. All right. I'm open to your comments, of course, and to your questions. Okay. And for those of you that are here first time, I want to welcome you, of course, to this wonderful platform of TikTok, of course, where I have the opportunity to meet with so many amazing people, and I'm grateful for that. That's what I wanted to say. Okay. And if you come across me for the first time, of course, you can always hit a follow if you like what you see, of course, on my page. And you can also hit the little bell icon. That way, every time I upload a video, you will be notified, of course. Okay. And at the bottom, thank you, Dave, of the page, you're also going to find my link tree. If you click on that, of course, you're going to find out what else I'm up to. I'm also started mentoring, of course, and you're going to find my site on that. And for those of you that, again, want to subscribe, this is your opportunity. While I am live, anybody that does and wishes to can have a 15-minute Zoom meeting with me just to connect with one another and chit-chat. All right, so let's see your comments here. I'm going to go way up. I saw Rick was here, which is awesome. Yes, Vernon, I saw that. Hello, brother. I saw that. That's awesome. Annie, hello from Malaysia. Thank you for being here. And the abundant one, like you said, yes, what's left is your awareness and presence. 1000%. You're totally correct. That's what I was saying earlier about when you are left with what we say, the self, okay? This is what you are left with. You're totally correct, my friend. You are left with your awareness. You are left with your presence. And when you are left with your awareness and your presence, you realize that you are complete. You are. You are complete. At that moment, nothing matters. You are complete. And once you've had a taste of that, you're going to want to be in that moment more often, because that is the moment where you are truly connected with who you are. So you don't need to look far. You don't need to look at all. it's there, right? Your awareness is there. Your presence is there. You don't need to look far. You don't need to, you know, go anywhere. It's there with you. Beautiful comment. I love it. And of course, Katrina, you're such a wonderful soul. Always saying hello to everybody, not just to myself, but to everybody else here. That is awesome. I love it. Annie, so it's also someone else, but I am the only one having my experience. So when you are having this experience, okay, what you want to do is to have it for yourself, right? At that moment, when you're having this experience, you're going to realize that you are that space. You are that completeness. Okay, you are complete. And believe it or not, people that have entered this space have actually been liberated, because it's a taste of freedom that you've forgotten. So you are the only one having your experience, Annie. Yes. Katrina, thank you. You are the only one having your experience. Because when you are sitting there having that experience, the only thing that you can be sure of is that you are aware, that you are the I am that I'm talking about, right? So others can experience that, of course. Thank you. But they have to do it on their own. You can only experience yourself. You can't experience somebody else's experience. Let me just put it to you that way. Katrina, thank you for sharing the live. Of course, the more likes we get, of course, the more of a feeding frenzy we create here. And of course, feel free to share with as many people you want, because again, the more people that come on board, the better it is for all of us. We create we create a group. We create a group of like-minded people, of course, and it is the best thing that actually really do, because a lot of us want to have like-minded people to chit-chat with. Rosa, thank you for being here. All right. Good night, my friend. You enjoy it. Thank you for connecting. Dave, amazing guy. Love your words. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for being here. And Stripe Hype, you are like usual. You're always here. And thank you. Katrina, hello. Okay. Yep, it's nothing and everything at the same time. Like Katrina said, yes, it is nothing and everything at the same time, because at the same time, that's how you feel. You feel as if the whole universe is you, right? You feel this expansion. You feel this space. You feel that you are everything and everything is you. But at the same time, you feel like it's nothing but everything. That's exactly the way I would describe it, actually, Katrina. That's awesome. We are also grateful. Thank you, Katrina. Merwaps, okay, when you are asleep, where does the self go? It never leaves you. Let me put it to you this way. When you sleep, okay, and you have a dream, you're dreaming, right? Do you have your sense of self when you're dreaming? Of course you do. You might not see your body, because your sense of self is not your body. But you are dreaming, and you know instinctively that when you're dreaming, whatever it is that you are doing in that dream, you know that it is you. You are aware of yourself, right? And That's exactly it. Your awareness never leaves, even when you sleep, right? So you're always aware of yourself. Damir, okay. Carolina, thank you for being here. Hello, my friend. Long time not see. I missed you too, my wonderful friend. Where have you been? But it doesn't matter. We are here now, and that's the important thing. Where is Chang? Good question, Dave. Where is Chang? All right. Since we sleep 1/3 of our life, where is yourself at that time? Like I said earlier, yourself is always there. Even when you sleep, yourself is always there. But yourself is not in your body, right? Because I've said it many times before, when we actually sleep, we leave our body. We explore other dimensions. We connect with loved ones, whether it is loved ones that have passed or whether it is loved ones that are alive. The only difference is when we come back, we don't necessarily remember all the details because we get back into our body, and then we wake up, and if we don't sit still for the first 11 seconds at least, we might forget our dreams, which, like I said, is a different reality. So when you sleep, your awareness is always there. Okay? You are always aware of what's happening. And I'm going to put it to you this way. When you sleep, for example, and somebody comes and pokes you, aren't you going to jump up? Even as a body. Of course you are. Why? Because your awareness automatically comes right back to you. It knows that something is happening with your body. So your awareness never leaves you. Okay? All right. Except there's a second soul in your body. Then you might need outside help. So that is something that a lot of people actually believe. They believe that you can possess or get possessed by other souls. And I'm here to tell you that that can't happen unless you allow it. First of all, there is this universal law between even souls, believe it or not. These still have to follow certain rules between them. They're not going to occupy somebody else's body, and the reason for that is because it is not their journey. Okay? So, but there is this misconception that you get occupied. Love the puppy too. Thank you, Straw Pipe. You're amazing. All right. United Macedonia. Where have you been, my friend? How was Brussels? I saw some of the pictures that you sent me about Brussels there. And you looked like you were in your element among all those wonderful people. That is great. Thank you for sharing that. Thanks. Where's Camila? I'm not sure. Lately, Camila doesn't get notified, I think. Somebody needs to notify her that I am live because she doesn't get notified for whatever reason. Okay. Bahal, I feel I'm God, but when I'm sick or struggling, I don't feel it. Okay, and this is because, that's a beautiful statement actually, but this is because we identify with the body. Okay? So just look at the statement, when I am sick. What does that mean? The I am, you've already identified with your body. Okay? Because who you really are can never get sick. Right? There is no sickness to who you are. There is no disease. There is no old age. There's nothing that can hurt who you really are. So just by this statement, you've identified with your body. So even though you're saying I'm God, you don't believe that you're God. You're saying I'm God, but when I'm sick, so you feel like you're God, but you're your body as well. How about God is everything, and your body wouldn't exist without God? Then when you look at it that way, you're going to realize that you're above sickness, right? But I get what you mean. Totally. We've all been sick, right? All right. Somos, are we creatures of human evolution, or evolution never existed? That is actually a beautiful, beautiful question. All right. And believe it or not, lately we have a lot of even uh, scientific evidence, believe it or not, that uh, claims to say that the only species on this planet that wasn't evolved was actually humans. That's a whole different ballgame. Okay, but this is not me saying that. This is even you guys can go check out Gaia too, and some groovy scientists there, including Greg Braden, by the way, which I love. He's an amazing character. So anyway, what they're saying is they've discovered this other chromosome, for example, in our DNA, and when you put it together, it is not of this Earth. That's a whole different ballgame. So now they believe that humans just appeared on Earth out of the blue. So, but I'm here to tell you that no, we did not evolve. That is for sure. When I say evolve, when I use the term evolve, I'm talking about spiritual evolution and spiritual growth, and not as a human species, of course, right? So evolution comes from the Darwin theory, and the Darwin theory in modern science has been debunked. A lot of scientists have actually debunked the Darwin theory. A lot of them. You'd be surprised when you look it up. Katrina, do you think we feel something when something is happening to us or another dimension? Sometimes 1000%. You do feel it if you allow that feeling to come through. There are times when you might be more connected with yourself in those other dimensions. And at those times when you feel more connected, and the only reason why you would feel more connected, Katrina, is because something is happening in that present moment that you are just allowing this information to come through. Maybe you're mellow, maybe you had a cup of tea or something, and you're just, chillaxing. I like to use the word chillax. Something happened that has just made you mellow. And when you are mellow, you are more open to receiving information. So, yes, 1000%. Beautiful question, Katrina. You can definitely pick it up and feel from other dimensions. I shared it with Camila, so hopefully she will join. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you for sharing it. Yes, because I do know that Camila has mentioned many, many times that she doesn't get notified every time I go live. And John used to notify her, but I'm not sure where John is lately, so maybe he doesn't get notified either lately, so I'm not sure. But it's all good. Thank you for sharing that, Katrina. All right, Annie, wow. Thank you, Annie. I already said thoughts to Camila. That is awesome. What will you say if your body is sick? Okay. That's a beautiful question, Annie. So what I would say if my body is sick is simply I wouldn't even put that statement out there, and I would connect with my body in a perfect light. Like, meaning I would see my body, even from the outside, like I'm not in my body, as being perfect, as being light energy, as being healthy. And the minute you start seeing your body in that way, your body will automatically respond. So even if it is sick, it will respond in a positive way. And like I said, when you see your body, you don't need to see it from your perspective that you are the body. You can see your body from above, because who you really are actually sees your body from above to begin with. Beautiful question, Annie. I love it. Okay. can the positive affirmations change the life? What else can help to get money and relationships? So, while positive affirmations are definitely a wonderful tool, okay, but I would go even one step further than that, and I would see whatever it is that you want to manifest, which I don't like that word because it shows that there's a gap between what you want and where you are, but just, so we have an understanding, it is always good to see whatever it is that you want in the present moment. Okay? So it's going to take some practice to do this, but when you understand how it works, then you're going to realize that everything is in the now. Your power is in the now. So when you actually see that relationship in the present moment, see that partner or that friendship or whatever it is in the present moment, or the money, see it, feel it in the present moment. Don't think about it like you want to have it, because when you try to want to have something, you are here, it is there, you are creating a distance between you and it. And that just shows the universe that there's lack there. So when you're showing that to the universe, it gives you more of that lack back to you. So the only way to put that gap together is to actually see it as if it is already happening in the present moment. Of course, another positive way to do that is also another tool, I should say, is besides your affirmations, you can take whatever it is that you want and you can write it down manually with a pen or a pencil on a piece of paper. Because when you do that, you are bringing the so-called non-physical into the physical, or I should say the non-physical into the so-called physical. Okay? So you're bringing the non-physical into the physical by performing the act, by taking a pen and writing it down. Now this has become physical. You brought it here. Okay? Limitations of matter. Oh my God, you are so mind-provoking. Thank you. Thank you, Annie. I am. Can you talk about identity with the body again? So, it's like I was saying earlier, this wonderful exercise that you can do, Annie, is this, okay? Because some more people jumped in, and it's good to just brush up on it a little bit. So as you sit there, Annie, for the next, let's say, 5 minutes for yourself, what you want to do is close your eyes, because it's always better when you close your eyes, and just forget about yesterday, forget about the past, just for those 5 minutes. Forget about the future, just for those 5 minutes. You can always go back and after the 5 minutes are done, you can always go back and tag along again and bring all that stuff back. But for 5 minutes, just leave it alone. Forget about the past. Forget about the future. Forget about any thought that comes in your mind. Just let it come and go. Just start shedding everything away. Right? Shed everything away. Just close your eyes and shed. Just start shedding your past, your future, your ideas, if you're hungry, if you're not hungry, your body, anything that you can perceive. Can you perceive your body? Of course you can. Shed it. Just let it go. Can you perceive your emotions? Of course you can. Let them go. Can you perceive your troubles? Of course you can. Let them go. Anything that you perceive, just start, shedding it away, like a snake sheds away its skin, right? Just start, or like a banana, like peel. Just peel everything off and toss it. Peel everything off and toss it, right? What you are ultimately left with, after you've done all that, is your true self. In that spot, in that space that you call your true self now, experience it yourself. Just experience what you feel. Is there a beginning to it? Is there an end to it? Does it have a gender? Does it have a race? Does it have a body? No. It's formless, right? Does it have any emotions? Even if it's good emotions? No. When you shed everything away, you are just left with that awareness. You are left with what I call, or what has been titled as the I am, right? You are left with that. That is the space where you want to be. That is the space that even Katrina earlier mentioned, that it's nothing, but it's everything at the same time. So Annie, when you are in that space, you've already dropped your body. There's no identity with your body anymore. You don't identify yourself because you realize that you are not your body. Okay? Try that exercise as often as you want. And I guarantee you, once you've actually connected with that, Annie, you're going to want to connect with that more often. Another good one. Thank you. Katrina, that's interesting. Thank you. Yes, been having intense ringing in my ears and just had a feeling. That's awesome. Thank you, Katrina. Something was happening in another dimension. And that is because you did have a connection with that other dimension. And you're ringing again. That buzzing is an indicator. Of course, it came through in your scenario like that, but it can come out in different other scenarios as well. But that's awesome. Are we capable of greeting while in the astral to help them? Are you able to greet other people, you mean, or other beings in the astral physical? Yes, you are able to greet, of course, because while you are in that dimension, you are part of that dimension. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in it. Mary Lou, hello, my friend. Always happy and grateful to be here from New Zealand. Thank you for being here, Mary Lou. Love and light to you. And yes, Fergalon. Okay, whatever you ask your higher self, the answer is don't worry. Why should you worry? Your higher self is correct on that one. It is don't worry. Definitely don't worry. Because the minute you put worry into the equation, you create doubt. You create fear. Why do you want to create fear and doubt? So don't worry is a powerful statement. Paul, do you find it sufficient to swirl energy for various purposes? Yes. Paul, I love playing with energy. I really, really do. And like I've said before, one of the reasons we come here, thank you, Stripe Pipe, one of the reasons why we come here is actually to play, to master this energy in this physical realm. Because this physical realm is a very dense physical realm. And when I say dense, it's heavy. So you take this opportunity to work on yourself. Because it is a dense reality, because it is a heavy reality, things don't manifest instantly unless you become really, really good at it. You need to work on your energy. You need to work on how you influence this energy. And the reason for that is because when you cross over to other dimensions, time, space operate differently. And when you think of something, you create it instantly. And if you haven't mastered energy, you could be lost in the other dimensions. Literally. Even though there's always guides there to guide you through and to, bring you along, you might not want to listen to them. You might want to be a little stubborn. So it is very, very beneficial if you play around with energy here. Thank you, Paul. Rick, how does one teach themselves how to change their physique from their mindset of the past? So, the mindset to a positive. Yes, so one of the main ways you can do that, Rick, and I know you've been practicing this yourself, is of course to do shadow work like you do. Okay? Shadow work will bring a lot of, those issues in the light so you can change your mindset. But having said that, being, again, fully present in the moment and connecting with that space that is you, like I was saying earlier at the beginning and just a few minutes ago, connecting with that space, just shedding everything away and just being with you, with yourself, just be. When you are alone with yourself, when you are that space, everything magically corrects itself. Thus, no shadow work needed when you do it like that. Why? Because you've already just, peeled everything off. Automatically, you're going to have a positive mindset because you just connected with who you are. Beautiful question, though. Thank you, Rick. And you bring your mind above your body. I was eating a toasty and listening. That's awesome. Thank you, Stripe Hype. No fear. Yes, you were listening and it came out to no fear. Definitely no fear. Fear is a limit that we put upon ourselves. We've been conditioned to put that limit from a very young age. And the reason for that is because we think of, when we have a certain fear that we are protecting ourselves and so on and so on. But while fear, you can use it as a tool in certain circumstances to protect yourself, right? I'm talking about the physical body. In reality, when you let fear escalate, then it doesn't serve you anymore, right? It's just a limitation. To be at peace with oneness, oneself, yes. And that's exactly what it is, because when you connect, Stripe Hype, when you connect with that space that I'm talking about, and you understand the oneness of everything, just like you said, right? There is a magnificent peace that just comes all over you. You feel peaceful. You feel awesome. You feel great. You feel liberated. That's for sure. Okay, thank you, Nodas. You're welcome, Paul. Rick, appreciate that. Thanks. Not a problem, Rick. So, having said that, I'm not going to keep you wonderful folks very, very long here. I did start a little bit later today, and that's all good, but I'm not going to keep you long. I do know some people here are connecting from Australia and some others from New Zealand. I know it's probably early there. So I want to take this opportunity and thank everybody for joining me. I want to also, thank you for all your comments, of course. I always love connecting with you. I always love your comments, and I always love your questions. And I do try to the best of my ability, of course, to answer them, right? So I hope you are all happy with my answers. If you're not, you can always contact me, and I can, we can connect. Thank you, love and light. Thank you, love and light to you, Katrina, Rick, everybody that's been here. Love and light to all. Paul, thank you for connecting. And probably see you tomorrow. Love and light. Take care. Okay. Bye for now.